is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be talking about another very interesting and very special solo queue player in North America. This is a guy who recently hit the rank of Grandmaster already in Season 10. He's something like rank 400 in North America already. He's off to a very hot start, doing very well in Season 10. And his main pick is AD carry AHRI. And I'm not even talking about AHRI in the bot lane, like a mage in the bot lane like we've seen before with champions like Syndra, Veigar, even stuff like Vladimir, Swain, all that stuff. I'm talking about an actual attack damage build on AHRI in the bot lane. It sounds really ridiculous, it sounds really troll, just like some other videos and other guys that we've reviewed in the past. But in this video today, we're going to be breaking down how this guy makes his pick work, why he picks it, and just what's so special about his AHRI AD carry. So first off, this guy's name is Chubbzilla. He has been a high diamond player for some seasons in the past. He's been as high as diamond 1 from what I've seen before, but he's never really been able to break up into that upper echelon of solo queues. Obviously a very good player. Getting into high diamond, especially with such a troll pick like AHRI AD carry, is very impressive. He's a very good player, but Season 10 so far has been one of the best for him. He took some breaks during Season 8 and Season 9. He said he got busy with life and stuff, but he said he's ready to hit the ground running in Season 10. Playing the game a bunch, trying to reach higher ranks, and especially making a ton of content, which I think is really exciting. I'll definitely have his Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff linked below. Definitely go check him out because he is a really interesting guy, and if he is a high elo player like this with such a unique strategy, I'm sure he has a lot of great tips and info to share as well. But recently with him just hitting Grandmaster, people are going to be talking about him, and that's why I wanted to get this video out. So we're going to start off by talking about the runes that he takes to make this AHRI AD carry pick work. It's honestly a really standard AD carry page because he tries to play this AHRI like it is a very standard AD carry. This is going to be press the attack into Triumph, into Legend Bloodline, Coup de Grace, Boots, and Biscuits. Next, another really important thing about making this pick work and just about playing AHRI AD carry in general is going to be the build. He says he has 3 different main builds that he likes to go. So 2 of these builds are for when he's ahead. If he's ahead and is able to get a big first buy and the other team is squishy, he's going to first buy Sheen and build that into a Triforce. He's then going to go into Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer. Phantom Dancer really good this season. There's a ton of assassins, there's a ton of damage flying around, and you're going to need that lifeline to be surviving. And he's also going Berserker Greaves all the time on all of these builds. If he's ahead and able to get a good first buy and the other team is not very squishy, that's when he needs crit. That's when he needs to be hitting big crits to get through some of those tankier, hard to kill people. He can't really go the Triforce build there. That's going to be a first back BF Sword into Storm Razor, into Static Shiv, into Rapid Fire Cannon. It's going to give him a ton of range, a ton of mobility, a ton of AoE damage, and the crits to be able to knock out some tankier people. And finally, if he's struggling a little bit in the early lane phase, if he has a bad recall at the beginning, if he's kind of piecing together items, he's going to be going into the Blade of the Ruined King, then into Infinity Edge and the Phantom Dancer. That obviously makes sense because the Blade of the Ruined King is one of the easiest AD carry items in the game to build early on if you're struggling, if you're just getting like 700 gold recall, 600 gold recall, 900 gold recall. You can build into something a little less expensive as to where the Sheen and the BF Sword are going to be a little bit more of ideal scenarios, ideal backs. But those are his 3 main builds. From what I've seen, most often he is going that Storm Razor build. There is kind of some beefier guys running around in the meta right now. Also, Storm Razor is pretty disgustingly OP. I can just imagine you getting that slow auto down onto someone and then just being able to set up your charm, your full damage combo so much better, and getting a lot of easy free kills off that. But I do see him going the Triforce and the Blade of the Ruined King builds a decent amount as well, just depending on how the game goes. You have to be really flexible with the build to make something like this work, and you have to constantly be thinking about your team, the enemy team, what the game state is, and that's something that he definitely recommends. There's not just like one cookie cutter build that's going to make AHRI AD carry necessarily broken or OP right away. Now, as far as the playstyle for this AHRI AD carry, he says he kind of thinks of it as a mix between Ashe and Kai'Sa, which I think is really interesting, and I would say it even could play a little bit like Xayah as well. So he says it's a little bit like Ashe because you have that long range snap engage at a moment's notice. Ashe with her enchanted crystal arrow, and AHRI with her ultimate, and then her E is able to engage from a super far range away. You get those 3 ultimate dashes, and then you have your charm onto someone, and that Storm Razor auto, if that's the build you're going, you are able to just have a lot of reliable engage. You're able to have agency as an AD carry. That's something he says he also really likes about AHRI, that most AD carries, they have to sit back in the early to mid game. They can't really do much. They're kind of relying on their team a little bit. AHRI can kind of do her own thing. If she wants to hit that big engage, she can get onto the backline. She can kill people. She can make a catch. She can do a little bit more in the early and mid game than some of the other traditional AD carries. Obviously, she doesn't have an attack speed steroid. She's not going to scale really well with attack speed or anything like that. She's not going to turn into a hyper carry monster. But in the early to mid game, she can be a beast. And at 2 items, that's when this AHRI AD carry really takes off, and that's, you want to dominate that early and mid game, and her kit allows you to do that. He also says it's a little bit like Kai'Sa because Kai'Sa is always a threat to the backline with her ultimate, and that's what AHRI can do as well. If an AD carry is ever feeling a little too safe, getting a little too comfortable, moving too far forward, and they're in the middle of a team fight, AHRI can always get her dashes off. She's going to be a threat with that charm, and the AD carry is going to have to blow sums, going to have to back off, or is going to just die to the AHRI. So I think it's really, really interesting that he sees it as a combination of those two, and I see that as well. I also see a little bit of the Xayah because Xayah has that self-peel. AHRI with her charm and her ultimate being able to ult away has that self-peel, and you don't have to rely on your team as much. So I think AHRI actually has a lot of options. If you can find ways to get ahead in the early game, in the early lane phase, she can really actually be a pretty strong AD carry into the mid game that isn't very team reliant, which could maybe even be really good in some low elos. Obviously, she's not the traditional AD carry, so she'd take a lot of time to learn and stuff. But if you did get good on her in lower elos, I think you could find some decent amounts of success, just like Chubbzilla has been able to do. Chubbzilla doesn't claim that AHRI is the most broken AD carry or anything like that. He says he would probably rate her around A to B tier, which I actually think is fair. I think a lot of people would say that's kind of overrating it, or because they think it's a troll pick or whatever, but people always say how AD carries are in a bad state, how the role kind of sucks, and how the champions don't do very much. But having a champion like AHRI, which actually can do a lot of things that other AD carries can't do, I think it makes sense that she could actually be like a middling tier AD carry, even with a full AD build, even though that doesn't traditionally seem like what her kit does. Also, people are asking, why wouldn't you just go AP AHRI? He says that since he's gotten so good at AD AHRI and knows it so well, he thinks he can actually do more damage with the AD than with the AP. AHRI's a mage that doesn't scale very well. Her abilities don't have very great AP scaling ratios. So if you're able to get a ton of auto attacks off, especially landing a charm or something like that onto people and then just getting to free hit them, especially if you have a lot of attack speed or you're hitting big crits, I can definitely see how the AD AHRI could potentially do more damage, but while also being harder to pull off. But if you get it down, could really do more damage throughout an entire game than the AP AHRI. Obviously, he says he does have to deal with toxicity and people getting mad at him for picking a troll pick and stuff like that sometimes, but as he's gotten to climb and gotten into higher elos, people kind of recognize him by name. That kind of stuff has gotten not as bad, but I'm sure, especially if you pull this out in like a solo queue game or lower elos or something, that you would see a fair amount of that. So I would say definitely be ready for that, be ready to mute, but that's just always something that you're going to have to worry about. He says his favorite supports to play with are obviously engaged supports, stuff like Leona and Nautilus, anything with CC that can set up his full combo, can set up his charm and allow him to just start free hitting. And I think that's a great sign because Leona and Nautilus are two of the most picked and strongest supports in the meta right now, so that could have something to do with him climbing up. As far as the things he struggles against, he says Morgana and Draven are really hard to play against. Draven obviously is going to be challenging for a lot of people just because he's going to be so dominant in the lane phase, and again, this AHRI wants to get ahead early and really become a monster in the mid game. And Morgana is just always going to be really, really annoying for anyone to CC, so I would probably recommend banning away the Morgana. I think she sees a little bit more play than the Draven, and it's a little easier to pull off than the Draven. But those are the two that he says he struggles against the most. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to go over in this video. This is Chubbzilla, the guy that has been playing AD AHRI AD carry for something like 4 years now. I believe he started trying it out first in Season 7, so he's going on his 4th year. He has finally achieved the new heights, that new rank of getting into Master Tier, breaking into it, and being Grandmaster right now. Again, I know there is a grain of salt with it because it is obviously early on in the season. All the rankings haven't shaked out and stuff. Maybe he's actually not even better this year and he'll slowly fall down. Maybe he is better this year and he's going to climb up even higher. But he is ranked 400 in North America right now, so he is one of the top solo queue players. Even if you think he's a little overrated right now or not as good as his ranking really shows, we'll see how that plays out over the course of the year. I think that is fair to say. But for sure, being ranked 400 in North America is nothing to scoff at, and he is a really, really great player with an interesting story, with an interesting pick, and a lot to talk about. Again, definitely go check him out on his channels. But yeah, that's everything I wanted to cover in this video. I thought it was a really interesting pick, and I definitely want to get this video out to you guys. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. We got tons more strategies, guides, interesting League of Legends videos coming to you, all of that great stuff. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this AD carry AHRI pick? Are you hoping to not see it in solo queue anytime soon? Also, who do you guys want to see me cover next? I have a few guys in mind of who I'm going to be making my next videos for, but I also want to make stuff that you guys are interested in, so if you have any ideas, definitely leave those below. Hopefully I see you guys all in the next video, but until then, peace.